Hello everyone, it's Kathy Champion and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to do a fun fold card and we're going to use that beautiful Butterfly Brilliance, but we're not using the stamp set. We're going to use the Brilliant Wings and the Butterfly Bijou paper and a fun fold card with just some little different elements and things like that, but we'll get to that in just a minute. Host code for February, spend $50 before shipping and tax in my online store. Be sure to use this host code. That's the only way that I know that you made the purchase, is if you will make sure that you put this host code in, and then that will notify me that I need to send you a free gift. So you will receive a free gift from me, and those will ship out the first week of March. And that's for a $50 purchase. But between now and February 28th, that same $50 will also get you a selection out of the Celebration catalog. So I go over this almost each time. This is a beautiful, beautiful catalog of freebies. And who doesn't love freebies? There's that little darling donkey that I adore. This paper right here, this pairs very well with the In Bloom stamp set and the Pierce Bloom dies. So many of these papers coordinate. The Berry Blessing, the free pack of 12 by 12 paper. Now this is a $100 item, so you would have to spend $100 to get this for free. But you get this beautiful two-step stamp set and a 12 by 12 paper pack. I mean, it is gorgeous, and the paper coordinates with our Sweet Strawberry bundle as well. And y'all saw me do the Sweet Strawberry card. I think I got that right here. Y'all saw me do this the other day. There's my little Sweet Strawberry, and I didn't use any designer series paper. I basically made my own background and just used some coordinating solid cardstock. And but this paper, this right here, Flower and Field, that is gorgeous. This one and this one, and then there is a 6 by 6 paper pack that's called Oso Ombre. Let's see if I can find that and show it to you. Oh, right there, Oso Ombre. And this is a beautiful pack of paper. It's Rococo Rose, Bermuda Bay, and Blackberry Bliss, I believe. Yeah, Blackberry Bliss, Granny Apple Green, Rococo Rose, and Bermuda Bay. Beautiful, beautiful pack of paper. And it's two-sided, so you have the little circles that look almost like little bubbles. That's ombre on one side, and then you have the solid ombre on the other. It is gorgeous, and that is a 48 sheet 6 by 6. So like I said, there are bukus of items in here that you can pick up for free, but you gotta hurry because this will end on February the 28th. So with that being said, and our host code taken care of, today we are going to work with the Butterfly Brilliance. Now, I've got my stitch shapes because I'm using this particular oval shape, and I think I want to use the oval. Yeah, I think I'm going to use the oval. And I might even show you a little bit more. But this is the Brilliant Wings that coordinates with the Butterfly Brilliant stamp set. And today we're not going to use the stamp set. We are only going to use these beautiful, beautiful butterflies. And I have the die that goes on here. I've already stuck it down to that one sheet. This die cuts out the butterflies from one of the sheets in here, and I'm going to cut these out and show you just how beautiful they are. So let me get over here to my die machine. I'm not going to bring this on camera because it takes up quite a bit of space for me to put this on my work surface and move it. And I've got it right here beside me, which makes it super, super convenient. So I'm just cranking that through, one cut, one time through, and I want you to look at this. let's pull this one off and look at the butterflies that we have gotten. Oh, are they not gorgeous? Now, you still have this, and it's not to say you couldn't fussy cut these out. Yeah, I don't think it would be worth your while to try to, you know, put this on here to cut those. I would just, if I needed these little ones to put around the edge of a card, I would fussy cut them, but I would not throw that away. I would hang on to it. I am too crazy about butterflies to throw anything away that has a butterfly on it. And now I'm just going to lay this back over onto our magnetic sheet. And as you can see, this fits on here. So beautiful. And look at my butterflies. Oh my goodness. I love, 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 love these butterflies. I got to get myself another pack of that paper. Now look, I've got a little bit of a spring on my cutting mat, so I'm going to flip that over. And I'm going to also make sure I flip that one. Remember what I told y'all about flipping your plates. The minute you see the spring on that bottom plate, flip it over. Alright, I'm going to lay my butterflies over to the side. Here is that Butterfly Bijou paper. It is gorgeous. This is the piece that I cut for the front of my card. Now I have a card base here that measures 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. I cut a piece of this beautiful butterfly paper, and I cut this at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 because this one I wanted to have more of the designer series paper on the front than not. So, and you'll see why in just a minute. But look at this paper, y'all. I mean, seriously. This is the sheets that cut out the butterflies, and I think you get 6 or 8 sheets of each one, and they are stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. And this is the one I used on the cover, or my mat. This paper is, but this will come available for you to purchase on March the 2nd. This paper pack is not coming back. I believe the dies and the butterflies are, but from what I gather, the paper is not, which is a shame. I'm hoping that Stampin' Up! Will change their mind and bring the paper back as well, but I'm going to stock up because I love it so much. Alright, the first thing I want to do is I want to use a little glue on the back of this and get it stuck down. Now we're going to die cut out of the center of this piece. So when I put my adhesive on, I only want to put it around the outside edges because I don't want any adhesive to interfere with my die cutting. So I'm going to very, very, very sparingly put some glue along the side, top, bottom, and side, just like that. And then I'm going to make sure that I got my butterflies going in the right direction, and I'm going to lay this down, just getting that little tiny bit of a border, just like that. Is that not superb? Oh, so pretty, so pretty. Now I am going to use my bone folder, and I'm just going to go over this. Y'all know I'm a stickler for going over my glue just to make sure that it adheres. There's nothing any worse than having a card that is not stuck. So now what I want to do is I want to take this largest, these are our stitch shaped dies, and I'm going to use that largest stitched oval. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut out the center right about here. And what I'm doing is I'm trying my best to make sure that I'm getting about the same amount top and bottom, side to side. And about like that. And once I'm pleased with that, I'm going to use my little post-it flags just to stick that down with. And you might ask, where do I get these? You can pick these up at Walmart. You can get these on Amazon. I bought this little ditty on Amazon. And this is really nice because these just pop up. But you can buy the small ones or the big ones like this. And they're in just a little pack, and they pull out like that as well. They also do come in a smaller pack. And I've used up quite a few of these, like this. These are the smaller ones. But they work great for holding your dies in place. If you need to hold something like stenciling, if you need to hold something like that, they're great for that. So I'm just going to bring my die cut machine over, or my pads, and I'm going to lay this on. And I think I'm going to lay it like that because I only want to go through. Maybe we'll do it like that. I only want to go through to here and then come back out. The reason I say that is I don't need to run all this through and take the chance of getting impressions on my entire cardstock. So I'm just going to crank that through just until it clicks and I know it's gone past the die. Then I'm just going to crank it back to myself. And this is what we're going to have. We are going to turn this around. And the first thing I want to do is make sure I turn that top plate over and put that back together. And if you don't know what I'm talking about saving your pads and how to get the most out of your cutting mats and your cutting pads, I'll have a video. I have a video on my channel that explains it. And it really is a very good and informative video on getting the most out of your cut plates. So you might want to check that out. Okay, here we go. We got our circle cut out of there. We've got 2 pieces of this. Now, I'm going to save this piece because I think this piece I want, and I'm really debating on whether I want to cut this out of the Bermuda Bay. Is that Bermuda Bay or Costa Cabana? Let's look on here. If anytime that you're unsure of your coordinating cardstock, just look on your information sheet that's on the back. Sometimes it's a sticker, sometimes it's a little cardboard like this, and it is Bermuda Bay, Blushing Bride. We could use Blushing Bride. Basic black. I don't see, there's a tiny bit of black in there, but I don't think I want black. I don't know, you know, black would be stunning. Calypso Coral, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, Mango Melody, Mint Macaron, Misty Moonlight, Poppy Parade, So Saffron, and Whisper White. All right, we have options, y'all. I was thinking Rococo Rose, but it doesn't say Rococo Rose. It's Blushing Bride, but I am seeing Rococo Rose right there. I know we got some Just Jade, but you know what? I love the idea of using the basic black. So, and I think that our butterfly would look so pretty on a black piece. So you know what we're going to do? We are going to cut, let me look in my scrap bin. And yes, I have a piece of basic black. So I'm going to take this and lay this on here. I'm just going to put one of my flags on there to hold it. And I'm going to cut this out of my basic black. And here we go. Now watch what I do. I'm going to take this off and flip this over. That way I'm always flipping that top cutting plate. Just a good rule of thumb to always remember, as soon as you take that out of your machine, flip it over. That will make your plates last so long and you won't get that bow in your plates. Now look at that. I am going to attach it to the white piece just to give me some stability. to make it a little heavier. Let me show you our other pieces for this card. This is what's going to make our little fun fold. Oh, what did I do with my little piece? Let's slide this back in here. What did I do with that? I know that I had it, or at least I think I did. I cut it. I know that I cut it. And it's probably sticking over here. There it is. It's stuck to the back of my little die case. All right. This little piece right here is actually cut at 2 1/4 by 3/4 and scored at 1 1/4. Now don't worry about these measurements because you will be able to get these all. They'll be in the description below. This piece right here is 4 by 3, and on the 4-inch side I scored it at 1, 2, and 3. Very simple. And then all you want to do is crease those score lines, get a nice crisp score line on each one of those, just like that. And the same with this, you're going to score this on that 1 1/4 inch. And those are the mechanisms that's going to make this card work so beautifully. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open this card up, and we are going to glue this piece right here. Okay, so one side of this, we're going to put some adhesive on it. And I think I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus. This needs to be a strong adhesive. I am going to grab my silicone craft mat. And I'm going to just lay this out flat like this. And I'm going to put a good amount of seal. Oh, I hate it when it does that. This is some strong stuff, y'all. There we go. Alright, I'm hoping that's not going to cause that to lift. I'll tell you what, let's do. No, it looks like it's stuck down. Now what I need to do is I want to put this right into that bend, but you want to make sure you're getting it centered. So what I want to do is make sure that this is centered, and I want this folded edge to go up and this piece to go down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it right into my fold. I'm going to lift my fold up to make sure that I'm getting it. I'm eyeballing centering. If you don't do good with eyeballing, you could make a little pencil mark and make sure that you're getting it centered. But I think that's going to work for me. Yep, that works. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to put some more adhesive right here on this side. And a good little amount, just like that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to fold this down just like that and press it straight down. Now what that's going to do when you lift it up is you're going to have like a little staircase, just like that. Don't look like I got it as even as I like it to be, but that's okay. We're going to make it work. It needed to go over this way just a hair more, but I am almost afraid. Let's try moving it. Nah, it's stuck pretty good. I'm just going to leave it. It'll be okay. We'll make it work. Now what we're going to do is this little mechanism right here is going to go right on top of here. Let's see. Let me remember which way it goes. It goes like... I think like that. And then our little piece is going to go on there like that. Before we do anything, let's go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of this and glue it to this piece. And like I said, the only reason I'm doing this is just to give this a little bit more stability. So I'm just going to take some of my liquid glue and I'm going to take the right side to the wrong side, or the two wrong sides together. That's what I'm trying to say. So you have two right sides that will show. Just squiggle, wiggle that in. And if you get that a little off, don't worry about it. Just take your paper snips and just come in and trim that off. Very easy to do. Not rocket science. You're just trimming out the oval. Just like that. And you want to make sure you get all of that white off of there without cutting into your black. Just like that. Turn your scissors to the side like I just did, and that will help you get up underneath there just to get that white off. That's another little fussy cutting secret that some people don't know about. Now what we're going to do is we are going to, let's see, got to remember how I did this, and I've got a sample over here. Okay, we are going to glue the larger part of this to this, and this is where you want to make sure it's centered, because this piece is going to go down right there, and it needs to be centered so that your little floating middle will be exactly where you need it to be. So I'm going to bring that up. You know, I don't think it matters because it's still going to float no matter where you put it. So let's glue it right there. And the 1 1/4 inch, the longer part, is where you want to put your glue. So put your glue on that longer area and then put it right on top of that piece, your little box. Just like that. Press that down really good. And then bend that back. Just like so. And then you're going to put glue on this little part that's showing up. Make sure that it's pressed forward. Just like that. And then we are going to set this back into our oval opening, just like so, and making sure that the card will open around it. And then here is our magic. See that? Isn't that cute? But we're not done. We're going to decorate. Woohoo! We're going to decorate with some butterflies. Oh my goodness, I love my butterflies. These butterflies make me happy. Can y'all tell? I love this paper, y'all. This is one of the most stunning papers that I have seen Stampin' Up! Come out with. And maybe it's because I'm so in love with the butterflies. I don't know. But I just think it's so pretty. Alright, I'm going to come in here. I'm trying to decide if I want... Oh, that one's so pretty. Look at that one on there. We're going to pop him up. We got to give him some dimension. So I think what I'm going to do... We have adhesive strips that are very, very narrow. And I'm going to cut a little piece of this. And these are called foam adhesive strips. And you'll find them in the catalog where the adhesive is at. These are so neat to have. There's a little piece already cut. Look at that. I think that's going to work. Now, I don't need quite all of that, so I'm going to take I'm not going to use my paper snips. I have a pair of other scissors that have Teflon coating on them, and I usually dedicate these to my adhesive. And I'm going to snip that right there. And I'm going to take that little piece and stick it back in that track, because who knows, I might need a little piece like that. Now that I've got that piece on there, I am also going to grab my Stampin' Dimensionals. Let's grab some Stampin' Dimensionals. And I am going to put one right here against that. Oh, I got way too many of those that time. And I'm going to put one right here next to that adhesive. And let's see. If we need more. I'm going to bend that butterfly because I want him to look like he has some flight. And I'm going to pull that backer off. Look how easy that comes off. And these. And then I am going to put him down right about there. That's not working. Alright, well, we're going to take the other dimensions off. I thought that would give me a little bit of a lift right there on my wings, but it is not working. It's actually wanting to glue my wings down, and that's not what I want. I just want those wings to look like they're in motion. And then when we open our card, that is going to pop up like that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. So what we're going to do now is we need to put some sentiments on here. And maybe another couple of butterflies. Let's see. How about this one? And this one. And I am going to use dimensions on these because I just want those to pop right up. No biggie. Just a little bit of dimension. So I'm going to put this one down. Maybe right here. I don't know. Let's look at them again. Yeah, I want the yellow one down here in the pink corner. Right about there, and I'm just going to tilt their wings up. And this one's going to go down right about here. Just like that. Aren't those gorgeous? Now we need to put down some paper on the inside of our card. Now, what I'm going to do is just do some measuring, and I should have done this ahead of time, but I didn't. So I'm just going to take my ruler and I'm going to measure, and this is 3 1/4. So I'm going to need a piece that's 3 inches by 5 1/4. So 3 by 5 1/4, and I think I'm going to do it. Y'all know how indecisive I am. Let's try the Rococo Rose and see what it looks like. I love Rococo Rose. I'm so sad that this one is retiring. It's just such a beautiful color of paper. I love it. So we're going to cut us a piece that is 3 inches. So let's bring the trimmer up. So I'm just going to take it to 3 inches. 5 1/4. This is also going to give us that little bit of a border, just like that. Isn't that cute? And it also gives us a nice place for stamping a sentiment. So we're going to put that in right about there. Now, don't forget that we have this piece that you could also accent with, or we could save, we're going to save that for another card. I also have another one of these ovals that we could put there and stamp our sentiment on, which would be gorgeous. And I think that's what I'm going to do. So let's decide what type of card we want this to be. And I think I want this card to be wouldn't this make a beautiful happy birthday card? Or life is better with a friend like you. Oh, so pretty. This one would need to go right across the bottom. How about happy birthday on this? All the way up like that. And when they open it, they would see the happy birthday. And then life is better with a friend like you. We could also use thinking of you with all my heart. I love this Peaceful Moments sentiment stamp set. It is so, so pretty. So let's get some of this stuff out of our way so we can decide exactly what we're going to do here. So I'm going to take this piece out. I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece in and commit to it. You know, before I do that, you know what would be so cute? Let's use our trio punch. And let's do a little decorative edge right on the bottom. I love this punch. I'm hoping that Stampin' Up will come out with another punch like this that has some decorative edges. It would be great to have one that has several different edges on it. Most of us have our little crocodiles that we use for things like that, but it's also nice to have a Stampin' Up item. Oh, look at that. Is that not cute? Alright, now we're going to put some liquid glue right along here. And through here. Just like that. And then I'm going to slide this in all the way up, centering everything just like I want it, and then press. Very pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? So now let's do our happy birthday on here. And I think I'm going to do it in Rococo Rose, just to kind of keep everything kind of cohesive. And I think right there would be a good place. So let's get a stamp block. So I'm gonna line this up over here to make sure I've got it nice and straight on my block. That will help ensure that I get it in the right spot there. So Rococo Rose, and we're going to load that up with some ink, and then right to the middle. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I got my little Stampin' Chamois right here, or Simply Chamois, that I'm going to clean that stamp off with really quick, since that was easy to grab. And then we are going to stick this right about there. But I'm going to grab my Momento black ink, and I'm going to grab Life is Better with a Friend Like You. And we are going to stamp that right across here in black before we put this down. That way we'll have a good idea of where we want this to fall. So let me grab a longer block, and I'm going to ink that up. And I had a little scrap piece of, there it is. No, that's not it. Yeah, here it is. I want to stamp that on here first to make sure. See, and that didn't ink good. So I'm glad I did that. Let's try that again. That's a little better, but still not good. Now that's going to have too much ink on it. Nope, that was a lot better. Alright, I think this is going to be the ticket. So I'm going to come down as far down as I can and still be on the Rococo Rose. And press. Life is better with a friend like you. Isn't that so true? And now let's cover this up so I don't stick my wrist in it, because y'all know I can do that. I've done it too many times. Now we're going to take this, and I would love a small butterfly. And you know what? That paper, this paper right here, lends itself to some little small butterflies. Look at that one. So I'm going to actually cut out, and I'm just going to kind of circle cut it until I get that piece out like I want it. These other ones are a little bit too large for what I wanted, so I'm just going to come in and I'm going to bubble cut around his antennas, because nobody wants to fight with antennas on a butterfly. They're a little bit too delicate, I think would be the right word. Slippery little sucker wants to get out of my hand the worst sort of way. There we go. Now we can stick that right there. How cute. And we're going to just glue this straight down. Just a tiny bit of glue. You know, I always say it's the little details in your cards that make them so special. So I'm going to bring that down as close as I can to that friend, the word friend, and I'm going to go ahead, and we want to glue yeah, I'm going to use liquid glue. I was thinking I might use some seal, but I'm just going to continue with my liquid. And I'm going to pick this up and slide it under, just like that. And then I'm going to press it down. And now look at this beautiful floating, fluttering card. Is that not precious? And this will pop up like that. And the whole card has a flight about it. It just moves, and this piece does pop out just like that, and it is gorgeous. And this will lay flat where you can mail it in an envelope. How cute is that? So here is our little floating pop-up card, and I think I like calling it floating because this little mechanism looks like it's just floating right there on top. But then when you open your card, you have this beautiful little butterfly or whatever you decide to put on the front, and you can actually put that right behind whatever you put here, and it will hold it up like this. So this is what your card would look like sitting on a shelf or on your desk or wherever. And if you wanted to, you could also decorate this inside panel back here by putting in some designer series paper if you so liked it that way. I actually like the white because the mechanism is white, and I think it just kind of lends itself to being a very pretty card like that. So when you get ready to close it, all you need to do is just lift that up, close it down, and like I said, this will fit in an envelope. It is a beautiful card. You do have a place to sign if you wanted to sign right here, or you could sign up here, and of course you could always turn it over and put a signature right there. But this is really a cute card to make for anyone special in your life, and it's really an easy card to make for the wow factor that it has. And I love it with this Butterfly Bijou paper and the Brilliant Wings die set. And as I said, I didn't use any stamps from that set. I did use my Peaceful Moments for my happy birthday and Life is Better with a Friend Like You. And I love this. I think it's just absolutely a stunning card, and I love this element of the way it looks with that butterfly just kind of suspended there. And I just could not be more pleased with the way this turned out. I hope that you would try something like this. This particular paper and die and stamp set will be available on March the 2nd. So put that on your shopping list to be sure to go over and visit my store. I'll have the link below, and I'll also make another announcement on March the 2nd letting you know that this has gone live. So until we craft again, God bless and keep you. And as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. Be kind to someone today. Show God's love through you to someone else. We live in a world that's hurting, so spread God's love, and peace be to all of you. I love you all, and until we craft again, bye-bye.